Welcome everybody to the HolloTalk podcast. This is Jetpack Nick, and I'm here with a very special guest today, my main man, Terrence Lewis, aka T. Lou, and he's also the host of the new podcast, BucketsToBlitzes. Yeah, man. Welcome to the pod again.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me. I'm happy.
You already know. So let's just get right into it, man. So BucketsToBlitzes, this is the new pod that you got coming out. Let the people know all about it.
So basically, it's just like it's not really a first take. It's my takes. It's gonna be me and a few guests I have on. Spanning from, I really wanted to start it for football season because I enjoy football.
Right.
I'm a big basketball guy, but everybody's waiting for the fall, the winter to come. So I feel like it was a good time going into the new basketball season, NFL. So I think today it's no better time than the present. So
no, it's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. BucketsToBlitzes, man. So is it only going to be basketball and football conversations, or are you going to incorporate other sports?
It's going to be basketball and football for right now because I feel like mainly those are topics that people can expand upon rather than I have a friend like you who's well versed in baseball and I could talk baseball with, but it's not really many people I could speak baseball with. Even though you're a Yankee fan, I don't think you know much baseball, but we don't got to get into that.
You know. See, I was going to give you the alley-oop so that way you could let the people know my motherfucking baseball acumen. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was Nick Jeter for a reason. You feel me? Shouts out to our baseball team. I'm gonna keep my personal feelings to myself, but it was a good moment in my life. My man T was out there with the rifle arm at third base, baby.
Great years playing a hot corner, man. Great years, man.
He said, right on. They called a gun. Stand wrong. No, man. No, those was good times, man. But yeah, no, I definitely think that having a podcast dedicated to sports, coming from you particularly with your background in sports and your acumen in sports, is very, very important, and it's good for me. Somebody who knows you personally, that you'll be able to have these conversations and have conversations at a quality level. Whereas, and no disrespect to other people that do this or whatever, but some of the people I be hearing, they don't really know what they be talking about. They don't really know the history of the game or any of the games they be talking about. They don't really know about just the way things work. But knowing you coming from a basketball background, and it's going to be quality work for sure, especially if you got your boy on there too. Yeah, man. But how do you feel about you coming into this podcast space with your own pod now, especially in the sports world?
I'm excited for it, man. I feel like the sports landscape is ever changing. It's always something new to talk about. With these athletes we have nowadays, there's always somebody getting in trouble. So that's another thing we could expand upon. And I'm just excited, man. Last year, NBA season was very exciting. We had the Pacers make it to the finals. Nobody seen that coming. Pacers compared to the Thunder, we seen everybody having the Thunder making it, but the Pacers were like foregone thought. So it's just
which is a
lot of people can blame, like they hate the new NBA, they hate the CBA, they hate that you have to construct teams. But Adam Silver literally made it as to where small market teams can make a run to the finals, just like the Pacers did.
Yeah, but not for nothing too. Like, but again, this is one of those things where I talk about us knowing that, just basketball culture. Like, they already made the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. Yes. So for somebody to say this is a fluke thing or whatever, now mind you, I'm not salty about this. I'm a Knicks fan who know. But they was already in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before, so them making it to the finals this previous NBA season, it shouldn't be a shock to people who was watching the games. It's they go 10, 11, 12 deep. Got a Hall of Fame coach, a structured organization. It shouts out to Rick Carlisle, but it's just one of those things where they got hot at the right time, and we just wasn't clicking the way we were supposed to. Now, of course, I think we should have won that series. I think we was the better team, the more talented team. But you know as well as I do, talent don't mean nothing unless you putting it together on the court or the field or whatever the arena is. So, shouts out to the Indiana Pacers. And again, like I said, it's one of those things where you got to be paying attention to the sport to know what's going on. You can't say a team that just made the Eastern Conference Finals the year before is a shock that they made the finals this year. That just don't make sense logically.
It don't at all.
So that's just my take. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, basketball is just like football. Any given Sunday, anybody can be beat, and all it takes, we see it in March Madness, college basketball all the time. All it takes is getting hot at the right time, and unfortunately, injuries happen. If you have an injury that does happen, like Jason Tatum gets hurt, the Knicks they beat the Celtics. If Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt, do the Celtics come back from 3-1? We may never.
It would have been a possibility. I mean, me personally, I think the series was over, but that's just I'm a Knicks fan, so what else I'm going to say?
But it's just, I think it's always interesting how things end up working out and shaking out. So,
let me ask you real quick, because this is actually, I'm going to take this moment to talk about this because I didn't talk about this before on my own or on any other episode, but you, my man, Hunter Grant, and you also are a Kobe fan just like me. It's been a lot of news going on surrounding the name Kobe Bean Bryant over the last month or so. What's your take on a lot of these former players or just people in the media speaking the way that they've been speaking about Kobe Bryant?
So my thing is, it's just, at this point, I had to mute the word Kobe and Bryant on Twitter. I muted 24. I had to mute the number 8. I muted the Lakers. I had to mute everything because it seems like it's just the new thing to do. And I don't want to say, like, I can't call an NBA player a bum or a guy that played in the league a bum. It's like a bum is going to have a bum opinion. If you were in the league, you average 8 or 9 points, never made an all-star team, okay, you can say such and such is better than Kobe Bryant, but then I know more than you because I played in the NBA and you didn't. I feel like it's dumb. I feel like it's a falsehood. It's a lot of that stuff going around. It's a lot of blasphemy. Blasphemy. It crazy me, bro. I can't even like I feel like Stephen A. It's just, apparently every time I wake up, the last 2 weeks, I haven't seen any of it. Every day I woke up, it was somebody new they were saying that was better than Kobe Bryant.
So okay, so I'm currently pulling up the list right now, the Bleacher Report list.
Yeah.
And so for the people who don't know what we're talking about when it comes to the Bleacher Report list situation, Bleacher Report came out with a top 100, right?
Yes.
So it was a top 100 all-time NBA players list. And they had Kobe Bryant at 11. So just off the strip, like I have to say this, and I need to say this at this very moment. So, and I feel like this only happens with Kobe Bryant. So the narrative always was Kobe Bryant is the closest thing we've ever seen to Michael Jordan, right? Yeah. This has been said, this has been regurgitated over and over and over again for the longest time, right? If you are the closest thing to what people say is the greatest thing you've ever seen, how are you 10 spots away from the greatest thing you've ever seen?
That's a perfect point.
That makes no sense.
I never even thought of it like that, but that's a perfect point because I feel like I was on Twitter this morning. It's crazy we bring this up today. People were saying Tim Duncan was better than Kobe Bryant. And it's just like the people, the list, like it's just random big men they're putting on there. Like Bill Russell is better than Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Bill Russell.
No, real talk. We can talk about that part too.
He was never, rest in peace to Bill Russell.
For sure.
He won 11 rings when the TV was black and white. Bill Russell is not better than Kobe Bryant.
No, not at all.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Is people saying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? I go to Twitter and say join May 2024. You're a 13-year-old. How do you know about Kareem?
Okay, so my thing with the Kareem thing, like Kareem is like he's probably the greatest just winner in the history of the sport, like just on every single level. Yeah. But for me, it's hard to kind of like to like put a big man on a list with the guards because they
I
don't
agree.
handle the ball. Like they don't do all of the things that guards or forwards do. Like I can't put the ball in Kareem's hand and say bring the ball up the court, run the offense and all that. He got one or two spots that he is just going to dominate, maybe better than anybody else has ever dominated these two spots. And it ain't shit you can do about it.
Yes.
But it's hard for me to say that that part of basketball is better than what Kobe Bryant does. You need somebody to get the ball to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You need somebody to get the ball to a Shaq. You need somebody to get the ball to a Will Chamberlain. You need somebody to get the ball to a Bill Russell, so on and so forth. So it's hard for me to put big men on these lists. Like I almost want to just like exclude big men from these lists and kind of make their own list or whatever, because like I said, it's just hard to quantify.
Yeah.
But with the Tim Duncan thing, I'm glad you brought that up though. So, and again, this might be a hot take. You know, I got the hip hop hot takes. I have basketball hot takes as well.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like KG over Tim Duncan.
I was gonna say that I love KG over Tim Duncan.
I
Tim Duncan
like
was just a product of a dynasty.
now
No fault to him, but Greg Popovich, the Spurs front office, they see a need. They're filling that need that next summer. A guy's coming up on the end of his deal. There's a new guy that's filling that role the very next summer. It's a well run front office. It's a well oiled machine. I can't fault him for that, but it's like it was no turmoil in the Spurs organization. There was nothing he had to deal with. The only thing he had to deal with was I don't even want to mention somebody sleeping with his. All right. I ain't gonna talk. I don't think he had to deal with enough to where he's just fire over these guys. Like Jordan had to deal with the GM. LeBron had to deal like LeBron. Me growing up, I was never a LeBron guy, but as a basketball guy, I have to appreciate his longevity. I have to appreciate what he's done for the game, how he's advanced the game. And it's just, I feel like this is a good time to get my top 5.
All right. Okay. All right. So look, before you do any of this, right? I know you in real life, right? I don't want this PC version of T. Lou. I need the raw, real version of T. Lou. Don't hold back on this. All right.
Yeah.
Give me your top 5.
I want to go Bean.
You going from 1 to 5?
I want to go Bean. I feel like if I give you any five I give you will just be the consensus top 5.
Okay. I mean, regardless, though, this your 5.
All right. I'm gonna give you at 1. I'm gonna give you LeBron at 1.
At 1?
I'm gonna give you LeBron at 1.
Okay, you shot me on that one.
I'm gonna give you LeBron at 1.
Okay.
Just so the trolls don't bite my head off, the LeBron sexuals don't go at me.
You being PC right now, and this is my
real top 5.
Give me your real top 5.
Bean.
All right, Kobe.
Jordan.
Mike.
Ron.
Right.
I want to go Shaq, but Shaq, I'm really not feeling Shaq no more after him saying that Penny Hardaway is better than Kobe.
He said Penny better than Kobe?
He said that. He said he felt like he could have won the same amount or even more with Penny Hardaway. With Tracy McGrady, I'm sorry. McGrady.
Okay.
Tracy McGrady instead of Penny. So I'll go Shaq because Shaq was a force of nature. And at 5, I'll go Chef. Chef at 5.
Okay. All right. So I do want to address the Steph Curry thing too, because they had Steph over Kobe, right? Now again, I'm gonna talk to you the way I would like talk if I was like, doing this by myself and I was just talking to the people. But I'm doing this because I know you know what I'm talking about, and you play basketball at a high level. It's hard for me to put Steph Curry in the top 5, let alone over a player like Kobe Bryant or a player like that's in that same kind of realm, because he doesn't play the second side of the ball that well. He's a liability, you would say. Yeah. It's hard for me to put you top 5 if I got to sub you out at the end of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to be able to put Steph Curry over Kobe Bryant, who's a 12-time all defensive player, 9-time first team, which is the most by a shooting guard in the history of the NBA. Meanwhile, what he does on the offensive end, where some people would say, me included, he's the best offensive player the game has ever
Yeah.
seen. It's hard for me to say Steph Curry is better than Kobe Bryant in any shape, form, or facet other than just purely shooting the basketball. Like, it's hard for me to say that. But I get it, though. I
Yeah.
get it.
I agree. I feel like Steph came into the game at the perfect era when the
Yeah,
game was just starting to change. He revolutionized it.
he did,
He
without
made the
question.
three ball the most appeasing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before Steph Curry, there were never guys pulling up for threes on a break
Nope.
or 3-on-1.
Or not often. Not
Not
often.
often. Besides, like I want to say, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. I've seen some clips of him doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just 3-on-1, a guy shooting a three. That was never heard of. I remember there was a Nuggets playoff game that they lost. They had a 4-on-1. They were down 2. Instead of going for the tie, Jamal Murray brings the ball up to the key. The other 3 guys fan out around the three-point line, and nobody dove to the rim for a potential putback or even a go, just a game-time basket. So I feel like people value Steph Curry on his skill, and second, what he's done for the game.
Okay, so what he's done for the game, right? Like, we both agree that he revolutionized basketball with the 3-point shot, his ability to shoot it, his ultimate green light to shoot the three.
Yeah.
Just the shoot, period. Like, do you think, in the grand scheme of betterment of the game, that his revolutionizing of the game made it better, or did it make the game worse?
I feel like it's a. I feel like it depends on what you prefer, because
Okay.
you could say that, like, just we seen this past playoff game, the Celtics missed 100 threes and they
Yep.
lost the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, if they make even 20% of those, they win the game. But
Yep.
if you're not shooting any threes and other team is shooting threes and making half of them, they're going to beat you because you're creating twos for threes or threes for twos. So it's just, I feel like the 3-point shot isn't a bad shot. It just depends on who the shooter is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't have a subpar 30, 35% guy chucking threes. But if you get a guy that's 38, 39, 40%, a higher percentage, he can shoot those same threes.
Yeah.
And basketball is becoming positionless. The 1 to 5 now, you have to be able to handle the ball. You have to be able to shoot. And essentially, if you can't do any of those things, you won't be able to play in the league no more.
Mm-hmm. You know, so I want to go to a point real quick, because I was just watching this video recently. It's like it's a popular video that's circulating on Twitter of Zach Randolph highlights. So basically, it's just Zach Randolph in the 2014-2015 season giving the business to whoever is on the block with him.
I love Zebo.
Giving them the shouts out to Zebo for sure, and a podcast too. He's giving them the business on the block. Impeccable footwork, strength around the rim, touch around the rim. He's a lefty, and we all know lefties are incredibly difficult to guard.
It's crazy you mentioned Zebo. One of my homies, shout out to him, Shaq Duncan. His name is literally Shaquille Duncan. He's a 6'8" guy that played power forward, played center. When I tell you he could play, like, he literally like baby Zebo. That nigga was nice. But it's crazy you say that, because he like does these polls on Instagram where he's putting who's the better player. And he's a big Zebo fan. I love Zebo. He was like the last back to the basket big. You throw it in there, he can get the job done. And it was even more impressive because he's doing it with little to no athleticism. He's beating you. It's like DJ Burns. He's beating you solely off of his skill and his stuff that he's worked on his whole life. So you can tell how it translates to the game.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is because, you know, like I said, I've been a Steph Curry fan for a very, very long time, and I was always a proponent of him with Clay and that whole system with Mark Jackson. Shouts out to Mark Jackson too. You deserve a coaching position somewhere in the NBA, and that's as far as I'm going to go. Shouts out to Mark Jackson. that whole system and how he was able to just kind of get him the confidence to say, you're Steph Curry, you're Klay Thompson, you were the best shooters to ever exist,
Yeah.
basically. Shoot the ball, and we're going to make sure you shoot the ball. Putting the ball in your hands, do your thing.
Right.
And just and you know as well as I do, and this goes for any sport, whatever the sport is. If you got somebody who gives you that confidence to be all you can be with your skill and your game, that makes all the difference in the world. It's a lot of guys and a lot of girls that's in positions where they have the talent, they have the ability, but they just don't have the right system or the
I
right
agree.
culture to
100%.
thrive, or they
Yeah.
don't have the right chance. Now, given that Mark Jackson gave them the chance to, be all they can be, and then Steve Kerr took it and, made it to what it was now. It's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, Steph Curry, you did your thing, but what y'all did with the 3-point shot, I feel like took away from so many other parts of the game. Like you don't have a Zebo 2014, 2015 Zebo, just cooking whoever is guarding him, big man, little man, medium sized man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got that presence, or you don't got like a Carmelo Anthony, pure ISO scorer. I got you at any one of these points on the court, top of the key, left block, right block, elbow, baseline, like wherever you at, you're getting the business. Like you don't have those kind of players anymore. And I think for me, as a basketball fan, it's very difficult to just watch basketball now because there isn't as much individualism as far as like style of game. Whereas, us coming up in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
you got to see a level of skill and a level of style that you don't necessarily get to see now because everybody kind of sort of plays the same.
I agree.
So that's all I'm saying as far as like what I feel as far as Steph Curry's revolutionizing of basketball is not a bad thing in the sense of you get to see this particular guy shine the brightest that he could possibly shine, which is why you would say he's top 5 or top 10 or wherever you rank him.
Yeah.
But for everybody else who isn't the greatest shooter of all time, it's just like, I don't want to keep seeing you shoot 75 threes a game.
Yeah.
Steph Curry can do that, but 98% of the rest of the league can't. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you on the fact that when you mention styles of play and everybody becoming like uniform and everybody conforming to the same thing, the same chucking threes, it brought to mind. I'm a big Wire fan. I love The Wire. I think The Wire is the greatest show of all time. Back then, the Grit and Grind Grizzlies played completely different from the way they play now with Ja Morant. And the picture was the Grit and Grind Grizzlies was Weebay on one side, and then the 2025 Grizzlies was Naaman on the other side when he was going to see Weebay in the jail. I think that's a perfect picture. I think that really shows how much the game has changed from then until now.
It's like I said, it's exciting in the sense of it's faster pace and everything, but it's those little nuances that you just miss. Like I said, when you see that video of Zach Randolph on Twitter, and you just be watching, you just be like, oh, this shit look good. Like he is
missing this from the league.
Yeah, like that element is missing, and like I said too, with the structure thing, is a whole lot of players that should be in the league or should be better in the league, but they aren't because of the way in which they have the game structure right now. Analytics don't take no mid ranges, layups or threes only. Like that's it's taken away from the essence of what true basketball is. It's you can't limit me and expect me to be great in all these facets of the game. You got to let me be great in all the ways I can be great.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And there's a reason when you look at this list, going back to the Bleacher Report list, that most of the people that's on the list have a game that's well-rounded as far as they 3-level scorers, defenders, ball handlers, and IQ, out the woods. Like it's a full repertoire of game. And then as you get further away, you kind of see like, maybe these other players might have slight deficiencies where, they might not be as good here as opposed to a Tracy McGrady or as a Kobe Bryant or a Paul Pierce or whoever of that ilk.
Yeah.
You might not be a great rebounder like a Larry Bird. You might not be a great passer like I don't know who, but you get the point I'm making. Like you're just specialized in these couple places. Like James Harden should be a lot better than what he is. But James Harden is, to me, one of the greatest players of all time. I love James Harden, but he should
very
be
hot take on James Harden. A very hot take. James Harden is better than Dwayne Wade.
Thank you.
A lot of people love the Flash. I mean, people act like the Flash was close to being.
Nah,
I don't think he was close to being.
Me neither.
Because if the Flash was close to being, Tracy McGrady was nowhere near either of them two. I feel like Tracy is the greatest could have been. He was still great, don't get me wrong. But if he had if he didn't suffer from as many injuries, he had a little bit like a longer prime. Me and my brother-in-law, shout out to Scooter, my man Scooter Comedy. We talk about this often. He mentions he's older than me. He's like 37, 38. He's a Tracy McGrady guy. He's telling me how great Tracy McGrady is. Tracy McGrady played with Yao Ming. Yao Ming was great when he played. Yao Ming gave niggas hell.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yes. Tracy McGrady had Yao Ming. Tracy McGrady never seen the second round. How great are you if you never made the second round? Okay. Just like Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas made the second round one time.
Yeah.
How great are you if you can't talk about playoff success and you've never been in the playoffs? It's just like I'm not even going to talk about Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings did a lot for the game. I love Brandon Jennings as a player. But I love him as a player. But as a professional, I don't think he did enough as to where he could have these opinions. It's just like Rashad McCants. Jeff Teague was, to me, I said this on Twitter the other day, Jeff Teague was a one-time All-Star. You know who else is a one-time All-Star? Mo Williams. You know who got more career points than Jeff Teague? Mo Williams. How great was Jeff Teague?
Okay. So saying all this to say, what do you lead into?
I'm leading to just I feel like it's easy to disrespect somebody when like all of these guys played in the same league that Kobe Bryant played.
They did.
Kobe Bryant is the only one that will be remembered. I feel like Shaq, I don't know why Shaq, like posthumously, he's disrespecting him. He's like trying to, I don't know if Shaq is calculating that. I think he might be doing it on purpose. He's trying to discount Kobe's greatness to prop himself up even more.
Okay.
I feel like that's solely what he's doing.
Okay, so I have a question, right? Because I think about this often. Like I said, I like to think I'm the biggest Kobe fan in the world. Like you know this, know this. So for me, it's just a narrative thing for me. Like I said earlier, you can't say this is the greatest thing you've ever seen, and then say something next to that is closest to the greatest thing you've ever seen, and then tell me it's 10 spots away from it. Like there's no way you could do that. Then the other narratives is Kobe Bryant is the only player. He's the only player that gets penalized for playing with another great player. The only player in the history of the NBA that gets penalized for this. I'm not sure why this is, but it is. So you mean to tell me if Kobe played?
Oh my God!
What's up?
Just like I'm on Twitter and people are propping up Andrew Bynum and Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was great.
He was a good role player.
He was a great role player. Andrew Bynum was a great role player. For anybody that acts like Andrew Bynum's prime was longer than 2 years, I don't get it.
Thank you.
He came to the Sixers and couldn't even play no more.
He had an afro.
What did Lamar Odom do after the Lakers?
My silence is not enough. That's
it's
it.
Just Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol was great. Paul
Yeah, Hall
Gasol
of Fame.
is
Yeah.
was Paul Gasol top 75?
No.
Okay. It's just people.
Kobe's the only player in the history of the NBA to go back to back with no top 75 player.
I had a guy on Twitter. Oh my God. I'm on Twitter talking about Kobe. Nick, you will not believe who this guy mentioned saying that he was good when he played with Kobe.
Go ahead.
Shannon Brown. All of Shannon Brown career highlights is dunks. Shannon Brown.
That's not the Shannon
Acting
Brown.
like Shannon Brown was some. Shannon Brown was
That's
an
not the
NBA
Shannon
player.
Brown,
Shannon Brown was a high flyer.
He was. He was.
He was a pure slasher at the one.
Okay, hold on. Wait, time out. Wait. Remember the team picture of the 2009 championship Lakers?
Yes, Sasha Vujacic.
Okay, so this particular picture, right? And people know what I'm talking about when I say this. This particular picture, if you replace Kobe with any of these players that y'all talking about, I don't like them to get out the second round. Like,
people will say LeBron could have took them to the finals. That's what people gonna say. He took the Cavs to the finals and got what? Spanked.
Who, Bron?
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Though context is everything. We're talking about a Laker team, and this is an older Kobe, by the way. Older, and mind you, this whole thing that LeBron and KD is doing or whatever, this is some abnormal shit. Like this is not the standard. Yes. So especially back then, 30, 33, 34, you basically on your last leg at that point in time, which Kobe was around, his early to mid 30s and stuff like that. In this time period I'm talking about. But older Kobe that suffered injuries. Kobe's been injured most of his career with the broken finger. He won a chip with the broken finger. He's doing this in a Western Conference where this conference at this particular time is, in my opinion, probably the strongest conference in the history of the NBA.
Yes.
And he's doing this with the team that's in this picture. And when I say this team is in this picture, shouts out to the 2009, 2010 Lakers, or 2008, 2009 Lakers, the back-to-back Lakers, let's say that. The back-to-back Lakers. I love y'all. Y'all have a special place in my heart when I was a Laker fan back then, because my boy Kobe Bean Bryant was on that team.
Yo.
That was the best time of my life.
12 out of 15 guys in that picture, you can walk by on the street and nobody will know who they are.
Oh, exactly. And you went back-to-back with this team in the toughest conference in the history of basketball, where if you win 50 games, you might not be in the playoffs.
Yes.
And there's no play-in at this time.
Man.
There's no play-in at this time. You 50 wins.
Shout out to David Stern, man. David Stern didn't play no games.
You feel me? 50 wins, you not in the playoffs, maybe. Like you in the hunt. And you go back-to-back with them teams. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's just certain things where it's like, a lot of things are speculative. Oh, if Bron would have played with that team, it would have been this, that, and the third. We don't know that. He ain't played with that team. He ain't playing that Western Conference. He played in the Eastern Conference when it was arguably the worst conference in the history of basketball. And you can only beat who in front of you. Shouts out to Bron. I personally got Bron top 3 all time. I got him at number 3, but it's just one of those things where a lot of these guys that they put in front of Kobe, they didn't do a lot of the shit that Kobe did. And we know, just like they know, but they won't say it, a lot of the individual accolades and stuff like that, everybody knows Kobe should have had more than one MVP, but you'll hold it against him to fit your narrative, even though he should have had more than one MVP. Steve Nash, we live in a world where Steve Nash, shouts out to Steve Nash, has more MVPs than Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Need I say more? Like,
I'm not going to talk about Steve Nash.
Shouts out to Steve Nash. He was a great player, but to use that criteria to say the individual awards, knowing that a lot of guys should have had more individual awards than they got. Everybody knows Michael Jordan should have had more than 5 MVPs. Some people will argue and say LeBron should have had more than 4 MVPs. Kobe definitely should have had more than one MVP. Shaq probably
Absolutely.
should have had more than one MVP. James Harden should have like maybe 2 more MVPs than he got, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's just those things where a lot of those counting numbers or like those counting accolades is hard for me to lean on those because we know it's not truthful all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
look, like in NFL, Lamar Jackson don't win league MVP, but Josh Allen wins it because it's his turn, and then you're going to
This
tell
MVP
me
that Josh Allen just won
that's what I'm
was
saying,
the
man.
same MVP that Embiid took from Joker a few years ago.
Exactly.
This was the
Joker should
this
have 5 straight MVPs,
yes, and I'm
but
not
he,
even.
but he
I'm
doesn't.
not gonna say I'm not a Joker guy because Westbrook just played with him. We
Yeah.
could save Westbrook for another day.
Now we can
We
talk.
could
We
save
can talk
Russell
about. We can talk
Westbrook
about
for
bro.
another day. I have a lot to say about Russell Westbrook and how he's often disrespected,
He is
but it's just. I mean, the guy's clearly the greatest player in the league, and
Jokic.
Jokic and Lamar. Lamar was clearly the greatest player,
Oh
best
yeah. Without question. Without question.
and
Without
you're
question.
giving away the MVP because he keeps winning it.
Yeah, like that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard in my life when it comes to sports. If you deserve it, you deserve it. I
Yes.
don't care how many times you won it. Barry
But,
Bonds won 7 league MVPs. He should have 10. It's like,
but you know what they say? Ravens versus Bills week 1. Story couldn't be written any better.
yeah, I mean, but again, like those things it's hard to have those conversations, and a lot of people will tell you, oh, well, that really don't even matter. But then when you have the
Oh
conversations,
my
they'll
God.
bring it up and say, oh, Lamar only got 2 MVPs. Josh got the MVP. Like, nah, he really don't. That like I said, I'm
Yeah.
not saying what people not saying on social media.
Okay.
Everybody know Lamar Jackson should win that MVP.
I got one of my friends from college. I talked to him earlier today. His name is Shane Kennedy. He's an Eagles fan, big Hurts guy, but for some reason he does not like Lamar Jackson. He tells me Joe Burrow is better than Lamar Jackson.
At what? No, like
Joe Burrow hasn't done anything since Odell and Aaron Donald were on the Rams. Aaron Donald has been retired for 3-4 years now.
shouts out to Joe Burrow, man.
Like I was telling one of my friends the other day, I don't think Joe Burrow is top 5 currently. I feel like as a quarterback, I don't
Okay.
think Joe Burrow's top 5.
What's your top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now?
Lamar Jackson,
Uh-huh.
Josh Allen,
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Then I'll go Hurts, defending champ.
Wow.
I'll
Okay.
go Hurts at 4.
Okay.
And then JD 5.
Mm.
JD 5, based off of last season. But Burrow can throw you can keep throwing for 4,500 yards. You
Yeah.
can keep throwing 40 touchdowns. But, I mean, people are going to say, well, it's the defense's fault.
That's
There were
exactly
times
what they're
where
saying.
Joe Burrow couldn't score against the Steelers. There were times season like you can't start the year 0-3, and the scores are you're losing 24-17 or 24-20. You have to put up more points, and it's easy to just cop out and say the defense got to get more stops.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we can't say this guy is one of the best in the league. It's his defense's fault, but then we can't fault Lamar for his defense giving up X amount of yards, X amount of points.
Yeah.
It's just like you're allowing one thing for one guy, but the other one, Lamar Jackson essentially has to play cornerback at the end of the game.
This is actual factuals, but this also goes back to the Kobe conversation. They only hold playing with Shaq against Kobe, but they don't say nothing about Magic playing with a prime Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who they have higher than Shaq on the all-time list.
Yes.
Magic and Kareem together are 3rd and 5th on the top 100 list. Kobe and Shaq is 6th and 11th. So you mean to tell me the number 6 and the number 11 guy is so much better than the 3rd and 5th guy on your all-time top 100 list? That makes no sense to me.
Hey.
That makes no sense. Nobody holds anything against Steph Curry for playing with KD, and KD winning 2 Finals MVPs. They just tell you Steph Curry got 4 rings.
Yes, that's all they say.
But they never say, yeah, but 2 of those came when KD was the best player in the world. They don't tell you this.
Nope.
That's my issue.
I'm glad you brought this up.
All right, talk to me.
Kevin Durant on Twitter. A lot of people have a problem with it, with him going back and forth with fans. I mean, essentially, this guy's an all-time great. He's giving fans his time of day.
Yeah.
It's easy to say something crazy and then not expect a response.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say something crazy just to get the response, and Kevin Durant knows this.
Yeah.
They say something wild to him, something nobody would ever say on the street to anybody. You say something wild, you get the engagement you wanted, but then you say, "Oh, KD, my fault, KD. I'm just seeing if you would respond." But it's just like he's having these real conversations as to where Kevin Durant has advanced the game. Kevin Durant is an all-time great.
Yep.
And people fault him for playing for Steph Curry, but Kevin Durant is a top 5 talent we've ever seen. He's 6'10", can shoot the 3. How many 50, 40, 90 seasons does he have?
I appreciate you for saying that.
I think Kevin Durant is all-time small forwards, Bron, KD.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that.
And I wasn't a LeBron guy at all, but
me neither.
The guy has been so great for so long.
It's hard.
He had one injury with Solomon Hill injured him, but he's never had an Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
He's never had Paul George breaks his lip. Paul George was on an all-time trajectory. Paul George is going to be a Hall of Famer. Regardless of me thinking he will, he should. But according to I forget what website it is. It's a basketball website where he has a 96% Hall of Fame probability.
Mm-hmm.
And that regardless of me thinking, he more than likely will be a Hall of Famer.
He should be. He should be for sure.
I mean, JR is a big Paul George guy. I'm not a Paul George guy at all. I don't think Paul George has done anything worth remembering. Like he was second in MVP vote when he played with Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
All roads lead back to Westbrook. A lot of people say Westbrook can't play with all-time greats. Paul George had his best career, his highest scoring numbers next to Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, when he did play, he was very good next to Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Beal, Westbrook got Bradley Beal paid again. Westbrook has gotten guys paid. Steven Adams is still in his NBA. He's still in this league. Steven Adams is getting contracts because he played with Russell Westbrook, not because he's shooting 50% from the line against the Warriors in the playoffs.
Hey man, hey, listen. This is why we're having this conversation, because these are the conversations that we have off the record, and people don't. They come up with these crazy narratives.
Is the only guy I love as much, if not more, than Bean.
Okay, you want to go into the Westbrook thing?
We can.
All right, go ahead.
Westbrook, top 75. You don't make that list by mistake. Average a triple-double for 3 straight years? 4 straight years?
No, 4 times.
4 times.
Period. Yeah.
2019, 2020, when he was a Wizard, he averaged a triple-double, 20, 12, and I think 12. Robbed the All-NBA.
22.
Robbed the All-NBA. Let's not go there.
But pause real quick. How do you average a triple-double and don't make none of the All-NBA teams? That's all right. Go ahead. Keep going.
Let me pull up these All-NBA teams. This was 2019, 2020.
I believe so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When he averaged a triple-double year by year, All-NBA teams.
Yeah. And he was putting up insane numbers.
Took the Wizards to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Wizards even come close to the playoffs since? Absolutely not.
The Wizards,
2019,
the Wizards
2020.
didn't come close to the playoffs if they moved Washington D.C. next to a city called playoffs.
So all NBA teams. Giannis, LeBron, AD, Harden, Luka.
The first team.
Yes.
Okay.
Second team. Kawhi, Pascal Siakam, Nikola Jokic, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul.
Keep going. I had my feelings on Chris Paul.
Third team. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the years mixed up. He went third team this year when he played. So he went third team this year. The third team was Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook, Rudy Gobert, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum. It's just the disrespect is at an all-time high. I don't know. A lot of people disrespect Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan.
Yes.
I had one of my friends ask me this very morning if Austin Reeves is better than DeMar DeRozan.
What? Oh, yeah.
He didn't ask me if he was better than him. This year, 2K, he has a higher rating than DeMar DeRozan.
He has the same rating Austin Reeves does as De'Aaron Fox.
And I told my friend literally, I said, "This is the Lakers' tax."
It is.
If Austin Reeves is a Charlotte Hornet, Austin Reeves is in the same role. He's in the same boat as Malik Monk.
But see, okay, all right. Let me lock back in real quick. This is let me go back to the Kobe thing real quick because I don't want to get off track with what we were talking about. Kobe, again, the only player that gets that distinction of he played with another great player. Everybody has played with great players. Everyone. This ties into the Westbrook thing too, because Westbrook is, to me, top 10 point guard of all time without a shadow of a doubt. The Kobe thing, it pissed me off so much because they only give credit to these other players and not Kobe for doing what he did at that time. Just like Westbrook. Westbrook don't really get the credit for being as great as he's been for winning teams. Now, granted, I will say there have been moments where Westbrook could have done things a little bit differently, where as far as like on the basketball court, getting the ball out of his hands more, taking better shots, so on and so forth. But it's difficult to say that Westbrook has been more of a detriment than more of an asset to the teams that he's been on. Without Westbrook, I don't think a lot of those teams that he was on that was very successful are as successful
this past year.
Not on that team.
This past year when he was a Denver Nugget, he'll have six good games. The seventh game, he'll have a bad game. People are asking for Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown.
We'll see.
Bruce Brown is now a Denver Nugget again.
Yeah,
people are asking for Bruce Brown, not remembering that he played next to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson was great when he was a Denver Nugget. He was solid enough as to where he could play on the bar. Bruce Brown's, all of his shots were open.
Mm-hmm.
But to act like Russell Westbrook was not as good as a Denver Nugget as he was, and act like Bruce Brown would have been so much of a difference. Bruce Brown played this whole year as a Pelican. He doesn't have one memorable moment as a Pelican this year. He averaged 8 points. You tell me a guy playing 30 minutes a game, averaging 8 points is going to be a factor on a playoff team? I can't buy that.
Yeah, I feel like basketball discourse is some of the worst discourse in the history of sports. Like the conversations that people have surrounding basketball and just what actually happened versus what hypothetically could have happened is far more egregious than any other sports conversation.
I agree with you.
And I just don't understand how a sport like basketball is so convoluted with these conversations. Like You mean to tell me when we have a conversation about, like I said, a player like Kobe in comparison to a player like T Mac, that T Mac would have done what Kobe did? You mean to tell me just just off of statistics alone, and I don't even like to do the stat game, but just off statistics alone, you mean to tell me that and accolades too, Chris Paul is better than Russell Westbrook? Now, some might say that's a hot take. I personally don't think that's a hot take. Russell Westbrook is a better player than Chris Paul. Yeah, do you feel the same way about that?
I love both of them. I love Chris Paul. Chris Paul he had a great prime. Chris Paul was arguably a top 3 guard or one of the best point guards for years.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that people still act like now this version of Chris Paul is still better than Russell Westbrook. Chris Paul, they say he played all 82 games.
He did.
Chris Paul probably played 23 minutes a game. He's not like if he's closing games because guys are hurt. He's a great vet. And I can say that the only thing he did better than Westbrook, he was more accepting of the role as to where he can just play the background and be that mentor rather than Westbrook. He still can go. Like Westbrook's body is not declining. Westbrook still can play at a high level. He just has to be given opportunity. And you can argue that, well, he's 37. He should be looking to come off the bench for somebody. Westbrook is looking to come off the bench. He doesn't mind coming off the bench. It just has to be a player like good enough for him to play behind.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook, like him and Jamal Murray was better. Mm-hmm. I feel like him and Jamal Murray could have started together. Mm-hmm. Him coming off the bench behind Murray, it's so different because this year's Nuggets team, the bench stunk.
Yeah.
They had like literally, I watched probably 95% of the Nuggets games this year. The guys he was in the game with reminded me of his Oklahoma City days. Mm-hmm. Julian Strawther. Nobody outside of Denver knows who Julian Strawther is. Hunter Tyson. Bum. Jalen Pickett, Penn State guy. My man JT is going to kill me for this. Jalen Pickett, I don't know if he's an NBA player. I don't know if he's really an NBA player. Who's the fourth guy I'm thinking of? Zeke Naji. These are borderline G Leaguers. And they're only in Denver because Denver has so little depth. Everybody wanted Denver to go younger. Oh, we need to go younger. We need to go younger. Mm-hmm. There's nobody else to play. And when somebody gets hurt, you see the warts that this team has. This team had a lot. Westbrook has always been good at hiding what his team lacks. This year's Denver team, when it was Michael Malone, they weren't as bad because people said Michael Malone was too loyal to Westbrook. You put in Jalen Pickett, he has 3 or 4 good games in a row. It's not hard to hit open threes. They're guarded completely different. You're putting him in a game, you're staggering him with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray probably plays the first 9 minutes of the first quarter. Mm-hmm. You put Jalen Pickett in, he finishes the last 3 minutes. He hits 2 threes in that 3 or 4 minute span. He starts the second quarter. The lead does this. You take him out, you throw Jamal Murray back in there. I feel like Westbrook was never he hasn't had the leash he deserved since he was a Washington Wizard. Mm-hmm. He was in LA. LA is one of the hardest places to play. It's just like I'm gonna give you the hardest places to play as a professional basketball player. The Lakers, the Sixers, the Knicks, all big market teams. Nobody really cares for Boston other than people in Boston. I'll go Lakers, Knicks, Sixers, and what's another place that's critical of their athletes?
In the NBA?
Yeah. Lakers, Knicks, Sixers.
I feel like I want to say either Miami or Golden State.
Miami, I'll give you because Miami has been one of the best teams. Miami has been good. for probably up until these last couple of years, they have always been consistently good. And when you aren't doing good in one of these places, everybody wants you to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
If you stink in LA, they want you shipped. If you stink in, I don't want to keep saying Charlotte. So if you stink in Chicago, you can keep stinking in Chicago because one, nobody's going there. Shout out to Billy Donovan for signing the contract extension.
Real talk.
He is getting paid to watch these guys. He has courtside seats to watch these guys lose every game. I would not have a problem with having courtside seats to watch them play. Watch these guys come in here and beat us. I mean, I feel like the head coach of a bad team, a team that's going to continue to be bad, that's the second best job in the world. You know what the first best job in the world is as a professional athlete? Backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback.
No, go in there, throw for 150 yards, go in there, no expectations. A lot of people, a lot of these guys, these basketball players, they don't care. They're getting paid so much as to now you can go somewhere, get paid X amount of dollars, lose every game, and do your numbers, and you get propped up. You will always be the guy that just, oh damn, his team just stunk. Like Bradley Beal. Guys thought Bradley Beal was going to waive a no trade clause to go somewhere and not get paid his money. I really like what Bradley Beal did because one,
for sure,
I'm not going to go nowhere I don't want to go, and two, this money is guaranteed. You're not going to trade me nowhere I don't want to go. Mm-hmm. We're going to sit here. We're going to wait this market out. There wasn't a market. So we're going to sit here until you got to cut me. As soon as you cut me, hurry. Yo, let's come to the Clippers. He signs with LA the exact same day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, head coach of a bad team and backup quarterback are the best two jobs in the world.
Oh man! All right, okay. So I feel like it's still a whole lot of like unfinished points we need to address in this conversation. Yeah. So just let's kind of go from where we at to where we was. So this whole Chris Paul thing, right?
Yeah.
In comparison to Westbrook. Now, like I said, I think Westbrook is top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching, was it Kendrick? I want to say it was Kendrick Perkins. He said that Chris Paul is not a top 10 point guard of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the surface, this sounds blasphemous. On the surface. Until you kind of start looking at it. It don't sound as crazy as you think. To me. I don't know where you got Chris Paul at on your top 10 list.
Chris Paul is definitely top 5.
Top 5? Okay, so
I just don't think he's better than Westbrook.
Okay, so who's your top 5 point guards of all time?
Chef.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Westbrook.
Okay.
Stockton.
Okay.
Or I could go J Kidd. I'm not a J Kidd guy. You could go J Kidd.
I'm a J Kidd.
And you could go Chris Paul.
Okay, so is Magic not a point guard for you?
I completely forgot Magic, so I'll do my top 5 over.
All right. Okay.
Chef.
All right.
Magic, IT, Russ, Chris Paul.
Okay. All right. So me personally, I don't think Chris Paul is better than Stockton. I don't like what Chris Paul does well, Stockton does better, offensively and defensively, to me. I don't think he's better than J Kidd. J Kidd is a better passer to me than Chris Paul, and he's 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". He has a post game, shoot the jumper. Like later on in his career, he could shoot the jumper. Just led his team to the finals twice. Like it's just more with triple-double machine, the whole thing. J Kidd is that's my favorite point guard of all time. J Kidd is better than Chris Paul to me. You said Isaiah Thomas. I agree with Isaiah Thomas. I agree with Steph. I agree with Magic. Yeah, it gets tough, man. Like it's almost like my hip hop hot take. He's closer to being out of the top 10 than he is top 5 to me. You know, he's not better than Westbrook. I forgot what he's not better than Westbrook to me.
He had years where he carried the Hornets / Pelicans
He
organization.
did. He did. But it's just one of those things where the way in which the media kind of talks about Chris it's almost like how they talk about D Wade. Now D Wade has chips,
Yes.
so it's different. But the way that they talk about D Wade is almost how they talk about Chris Paul. Like you can't really say anything negative about these players, even though they really didn't do do the things that you are comparing them to the other guys that they did. Now, like I said, D Wade won the one chip, like that's almost like his dirt chip. Like, that you can't say shit about that Yaris 35. Like, what you going to do?
Yeah.
And then the other two came with the big three. Now, again, don't nobody hold this against D Wade. Not that you necessarily should per se, because he didn't go to Miami, didn't go team up with Bron. Bron and them did that, but he still played with Bron and Chris Paul. I mean, and Chris Bosh and them. Like, how do you not take points away from those championships? You know what I'm saying? The same way that they do with a Kevin Durant. You can't let them keep their points, just like you let Steph Curry keep his points and then take it away from a Kevin Durant or take it away from another guy that was in that same kind of situation. That just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where I feel like the way that him and D Wade, him being Chris Paul and D Wade have talked about, and the elk of NBA lore is just one of those. It's like I don't think they're as good as they're heralded to be. Like I want to say D Wade is what is he on the all-time list? He is. Let's take a look. They got D Wade at 23. That seems very high to me. Like we already said, we personally think James Harden better than D Wade, and I'll say that on the pod than anywhere else. I tell everybody that James Harden is the third best shooting guard of all time. This is what it is.
Yeah.
D Wade is not better than James Harden. It is what it is. But for D Wade to be 23 on the all-time list, yeah, that's tough for me. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think D Wade was what he was. I don't want to discredit his greatness, but I don't think that
23 is high, bro.
I'm just a being guy. I can't really speak to D Wade so much because I'm just a being guy. He played with Brian, he played with Chris Bosh, but it's like he was great in his own right.
No, he was for sure.
He has a great that championship he won. It was a very competitive chip. He won it with Shaq. Shaq
was still one of them.
So
people say he should have won the MVP. So if you got the MVP on your team, exactly. But that's neither here nor there.
I'm just not a D Wade guy. I love D Wade, but I just wasn't a fan of him growing up, and I don't want to speak to nothing I don't really know about.
No, like I said, we just talking.
But I do know for a fact Harden is better than D Wade. I do.
No, yeah, Harden definitely better than D Wade. But again, I've always said this too. As time goes on, I personally think just like in these kinds of conversations, Dwayne Wade will probably go down as the most underrated player of all time because there's a whole lot of guards that's coming up the pike now where everybody likes the new thing. So a lot of these people are going to be getting bumped down the list in the position ranks. Next time we have a conversation, or five years from now, or something like that, who knows? They might be telling you KD the fifth best small forward of all time. Like it's going to get nasty. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's going to get nasty. But yeah, he not 23 is high, man. 23 is very fucking high. Like I don't think on an all-time list D Wade is that close to being. You know what I'm saying? Like to be 12 spots away.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, nah. I'm just not rocking with that.
Yeah.
No disrespect to D Wade. I'm not disrespecting D Wade in no form of fashion or whatever, but just just talking purely basketball, it's it's very high, man. It's very, very high.
Yeah.
I do. Matter of fact, let's look at this list real quick because I want to know if there's anybody that you would rank above Kobe, Mike, or Bron on this list right here, because they got so from one to 11. Mike's at 1. You agree with Mike at 1?
Yes.
You agree with Mike at 1. Bron is at 2. You agree with Bron at 2?
Yeah.
Okay. They got Kareem at 3.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 3.
38,000 points, 6 MVPs, 6 chips.
Jerry Buss. No, I don't think Kareem is that high. Kareem is not. I never got to watch Kareem play. I mean, I could appreciate his greatness and look at the numbers, but I feel like your all-time ranking has to be guys that you actually experience play.
You feel like that?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like it's much different from music.
How so?
Growing up, I mean, it's easy to just look at numbers and, oh, this guy has this many points, so he's the better player. As compared to music, you can formulate, you can have your own list, and your own list can be all stuff that you listen to, and you can relive it because music is timeless.
For sure.
Like people will say basketball, people can say basketball is timeless, but I disagree because every era, every 10, 15 years, it's a different style of play that evolves. And you can't really say, people will say this era we're currently in is better than the eras in the past, and I disagree. I grew up on Kobe. I grew up on DeMar DeRozan, guys that got it from the mid-range. SGA is trying to bring that back. He's trying to bring back this style of play that we've lost. And people are so infatuated with him as the MVP that they're acting like this shot was never there until he started shooting it when he got to OKC. People are acting like he invented the mid-range shot. And I'm like, DeMar DeRozan shot the same shot for 10 to 12, 13 years. Kobe shot this shot. Mike shot this exact same shot. Carmelo shot this shot. Like a lot of people, he's not the first person to ever eat off the elbow. Nope. People have been eating off the elbow since the beginning of time. And I feel like it's such a smack in the face to those guys that have come before him that people act as if it's this, like you said, it's that people are infatuated with the new shiny thing, acting like it's something he created when it isn't.
Yeah, because even bringing up Shai Gilgeous, right? Shai Gilgeous had a hell of a season, MVP, Finals MVP, NBA champion. Scoring champion, right? He won the scoring title too. Yeah. So it's like with him, had a hell of a season. I just can't imagine if a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant played today, and Kobe or Mike would have done what they did then. Like Kobe scoring 81 in 2025. They would be telling you Kobe
81 Bryant, in 2025 has to be about 120, 130 points right now.
Bro, like, you feel me? Like they would be like if Kobe scored 81 in 2025, or if he outscored an entire team, a team who was the number 1 seed in the NBA at that point, by the way, he outscored them by his fucking self. They would be telling you this is the greatest player to ever play after year 3. They would be telling you this.
I agree.
I just don't like this revisionist history thing where you just create your narrative. This is what it is to you, so this is what it is for everybody else. When in reality, that's not what it is. There's no time period where you would go on a court, have all of these top 100 players lined up, and you're picking Kobe Bryant 11. There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no time period where you are picking Kevin Durant 13. There's no fucking way. It's no way. And again, like I said, no disrespect to Bill Russell. You're not picking Bill Russell over Kobe Bryant. You're not picking Bill Russell over Kevin Durant. You're not picking Bill Russell over Hakeem Olajuwon. You're just not doing it.
Facts.
We have to come up with a criteria to base this shit off, because for you to say the 11 rings, now granted, winning a ring is hard regardless of whatever era, however many teams it is or whatever. But it helps if you got 8 other Hall of Famers on your team that played along with you. And most of them happen to be black players, and you the first team with all black players in a white league. Like, you know, like that's what I'm saying. It's just a lot of things that just make me question the legitimacy of people's opinions when it comes to especially basketball. Like, for instance, and this is a lie that they like to tell a lot, and I've always said this too. If blocks was counted from the time basketball existed, Wilt Chamberlain would be above and beyond, like astronomically higher than everyone else on the block list. But when they have the conversations about best defenders of all time, he's never mentioned. Wilt Chamberlain might be the best defensive player of all fucking time. But they'll never tell you this. They'll tell you Bill Russell's a better defender than Wilt Chamberlain. Even though if blocks was counted, Wilt Chamberlain might have 7,000 more blocks than the next person.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's the kind of shit that just make me be like, what are we talking about? Like what are we talking about here? I don't know, man. I can't call it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but that like just thinking that alone, like, you mean to tell me you watch Wilt Chamberlain play a game of basketball and you watch this man score however many fucking points, grab 60 rebounds almost, average give you 12 dimes. He's playing point guard at 7-1. Like, bro, like me, I'm a Wilt Chamberlain guy when it comes to the big men. So and of course, like you said, like the era thing, like you can only dominate the era that you in or whatever. But that level of dominance, though, that's some different kind of shit. And we ain't even counting the defensive stats because they didn't exist. But if they did, he would be the best defensive player of all time too. So like, you know, I don't know, man. Like Kobe said, it's me, Mike, and Will.
Yeah,
that's the list. And I tend to agree. That's how, I mean, like I said, that's just how I feel about it. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I just don't like how people be speaking on certain players' names, you know, when it comes to what they did or what they would have done or whatever, especially if it's coming from people who ain't really do shit.
Right.
So yeah. That's the end of my dad talk.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But yeah, so I do want to touch on the pod though some more. So tell the people the name.
Buckets to Blitzes. Buckets to Blitzes.
Okay, Buckets to Blitzes. All right. So when are we expected to hear the first episode?
So opening day is September 2nd. I want to try to get this up next Tuesday. Next Tuesday the 26th, or at worst the 29th, which is next Friday.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I kind of want to save some of those conversations that we had, like some of those open-ended ones. You know, KG being better than Tim Duncan supposedly being the best player of the 2000s all of a sudden. Yeah. You know, all of those things. We could say that for your pod. You know, so that way, you know, we could finish them conversations. But I'm excited to hear the new pod, man. I'm happy that you're stepping into this space. You know, you got a lot of great knowledge, obviously, you know, to talk about and share with these people and kind of just combat these conversations that people have been having. It's just like the Wild Wild West out here, you know. Yeah. They telling you Kobe's 11th all time. So it's they telling you T-Mac would have won as many rings as Bean. I'm just, you know, it's the Wild Wild West out here. So
it's bad.
We got to restore some order, especially in these sports conversations, because it's bad out here, my boy.
I'm excited.
So, you know, we gonna catch it on Buckets to Blitzes for sure. Hosted by my man Terrence Lewis, aka T motherfucking Lil.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So before you go though, man, is there anything you want to say to the people about anything that we talked about or anything that we might have not talked about?
Just we covered basketball, just football, man. I'm very excited for football. Just the season comes once a year. It's shorter than basketball, and we'll tap in. I mean, it's some interesting stuff going on. I feel like each team has a storyline going into the season that can be covered. So my podcast will have I'm a big gambler. I'm a gambling guy. My podcast will have a gambling aspect. So I will be covering different types of things, whether it be prop bets, whether it be futures bets, the teams I think it'll win the division, guys I think that can win MVP potentially. So it's definitely going to be worth your while. I feel like if you in today's day and age, everywhere you look, there's a gambling ad, whether it be DraftKings, FanDuel, Fanatics, Sportsbook, Bet365. I feel like everywhere, it's more of a male thing, but if you're watching sports, you're 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10 gambling on these sports. And I feel like with me, with my knowledge that I've accrued over the years, I feel like I can, one, help people make money, and I can, two, just give insight and try to provide things that otherwise aren't being provided in this podcast space.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, like I said, man. If you got any questions, if you got any questions right now before we go, feel free to ask. You know, because like I said, I've been doing the pod now for this pod for about 5 years now. Yeah, so you know, I'm always a resource for sure. And like I said, if you got any questions right now,
I'm trying to think.
feel
None
free.
off the top of my head. It's just,
If not, that's cool.
yeah.
But since we here, I figured I'd give you the space to ask me any questions that you might have.
We'll just my only questions will be on the distribution side of things. I feel like we can figure out the content part, but once you help me figure out how to distribute it and get it to where I wanted to get it to, how to clip everything, I feel like that's when I'll really be in the game.
All right. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we can definitely make that happen for sure. You know, I got you, man. Like I said, I'm 1 phone call away. My man 100 grand with the master plan, you know what I'm saying? Nah, yeah. So okay, so Buckets to Blitzes.
Buckets to Blitzes.
The name of the pod. Say it loud for the people in the back. They ain't hear you.
Buckets to Blitzes. Buckets to Blitzes at Buckets to Blitzes on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Drop all the socials. Is it only on Instagram?
Only on Instagram. I'm working on getting the Twitter, X now. I'm working on getting a Facebook page so I can distribute it. People can see it on all social media platforms. So all that stuff will be up. I've had like a pack past couple months, so I'm really locking into it to get this started before week 1 of the NFL season.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, customary to the HolloTalk podcast, you've been on here before, so you know where we're going.
Yeah.
Can you give the people 3 gems to take away from this conversation that we had here today?
3. You want 3 gems from the conversation, or 3 gems I just carry with me every day?
However you want to do it.
So this past Sunday, which was the 17th, I had my first ever book bag drive in my neighborhood. I had my first ever book bag drive in Frankfurt, where I'm from, Frankfurt, Northeast Philadelphia. Me and a few of my friends, neighborhood friends that I grew up with, we decided to give back. And one of the things I'm thinking to myself is, it's easy to look at a celebrity and think and wonder, why isn't such and such doing nothing for the city? Or this person has this much money, why aren't they giving back? And the one thing I took from that, just in the back of my mind, was you don't have to be somebody to do something. I feel like if all we got is ourselves, we can't wait on anybody to rescue us. So if we all come together, if we all pitch in for one greater cause, it's no better source than the people. And I'd rather 10 of us do it rather than we went on one person to make it happen for us. So that's just one thing I carry with me. The second thing could be just consistency. I've been a men's basketball manager at East Stroudsburg, going on my 3rd year. I grew up playing basketball my whole life. I thought about trying to play basketball at some point, but I realized that, 1, I didn't want to play professionally, and 2, I enjoy teaching the game more than anything. So consistency, you have to be consistent in all things. Everything you want to see growth in, you have to be every day, whether it's gaining knowledge, whether it's talking to different people who are already in that field. And just, I feel like with me, I used to be a big person worried about, oh, I'm not getting credit for doing such and such, or I'm not really getting the kudos or getting the head nod that I was looking for. But it's like when I look within myself, I feel myself growing because when that opportunity, I want to be a head coach of a basketball college professionally when it does come, but I do want to coach a college basketball team. And I feel like just by me starting as a manager, a lot of coaches started as managers. And with me not having a playing experience, I'm already a step behind. So I have to put in all this extra work, but it's just me paying my dues. I wanted stuff handed to me. I feel like I got more than enough people in my network that could potentially make stuff happen for me. But since it hasn't happened yet, I'm not really relying on it. I feel like I could hit these people up and try to get them to put me in them rooms, but it's more rewarding when it's you putting in the work yourself. And when you do reach that point, one of my biggest things is I tell one of my homies, Chubbs, this often, it's like,
Chubbs, what up?
Yeah, I tell my man Chubbs that it's just me doing it. Everything is literally from the muscle. And I feel like the chase of it all makes it more rewarding. And knowing I did everything myself, once I get to that point, I know it sounds bad, but I got a list of people that I feel like could have helped me, that should have helped me. When I pass them, I know it sounds bad, but when I pass them, when I get on how I'm going to, this nose is going up and my eyes is going down. I'm looking down at people when I get to that space. So my third thing is just have faith in yourself. It's been more than it's just been so many times where I just couldn't. I would just doubt myself. I just felt like I either wasn't good enough or I just wasn't doing enough. And my man Chubbs, I talk to Chubbs almost every day. He would just remind me that I am doing enough, that if I'm not doing enough, I could do more. There's always more to be done. When you find yourself chilling, this internet is so global, LinkedIn, all this other stuff, you could just connect with people. Chat GPT, you can Google whatever you want. You can chat GPT whatever you want. You can get the knowledge when you're just sitting there doing nothing. You can learn how to do so many things with this internet. It's just self-doubt is a killer. It'll eat you up from the inside. It'll make you feel inadequate to your peers. I feel like when I stopped playing ball and all my friends kept playing ball, it's like, damn, I'm worried about real life. Like I got to figure out this real life thing. I'm not going to make no money playing professionally. But then again, it's like, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a curse as to where I can't use the talent that I once had to get paid off of it. And I got to figure out how to feed myself. I got to figure out how I'm going to get to where I want to go in life. But the blessing of it is, with me stopping basketball early, I was able to figure out life earlier than they will. Because when that basketball stops bouncing, you have to figure out what you're going to do. You just have to reinvent yourself. And me, when I stopped playing ball, I figured out I have so many talents. I think this goes along with my coaching. I feel like me just being a coach, I'm not really that good with the X's and O's yet, but guys can listen to me. Like this past summer, I coached 15 and under boys.
Right.
It was a learning curve from coaching grown men, coaching college level athletes. It's just one of the first things I learned was just, I can't talk to them how I talk to my college players. Because my college players, they ask me what they're doing wrong. I could give it to them raw and uncut. As to where it's a kid, if I'm telling a kid what he's doing wrong, this kid could probably carry that with him for the rest of his life. Or he'll fixate on that one thing that he's doing wrong and he won't remember what he's doing right.
What's the team what's the 15 and under team that you coach?
Philly Pride. I coach Philly Pride AAU basketball team on the Under Armour circuit. We finished top 20 in country. We lost we were good last year. I think we're going to 10th grade now, 16 and under. I feel like it's definitely going to be more competitive. So it's just, I enjoy it, man. I really do. I think it's more rewarding than anything. And just looking for, like, seeing how much people look forward to something that makes it worthwhile.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I want to go back to something real quick because
Right.
it was a couple of things
Yeah.
that we didn't discuss that it was definitely far more important than the shit that we was talking about earlier.
All right.
So with the book bag drive, right? We did talk about that. So I had reposted that to show you some love on that for sure
Appreciate
because
that.
I appreciate what you're doing with the community for sure. But what led to you wanting to do the book bag drive, and how did it go for the people who weren't there?
So it went well. We distributed. We planned on doing 50 book bags. We ended up doing 105.
Oh, what's going on?
The thing was planned, like we had it planned for 2 to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
We were out of book bags at 4 p.m. So it went extremely well. We did haircuts. I got one of my man Gaddafi. Shout out to my man Daf. I got him to come out there and give free cuts to the community, to the kids, going back to the families that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford a back to school haircut. Because learning, I feel like, one, if you don't have that self-esteem, you don't think that you look good or think that you deserve to be in there with your peers, that'll be in the back of your mind. I feel like
That's a fact.
if you look the part, it's easier to play the part. So that was my biggest thing. I wanted kids to go back to school with fresh cuts because fresh haircut, sky's the limit. You ready to take on the world. So right now I got a little fro going, but you know me. See, I'm still me regardless, but it's all for the kids. I wanted the kids to feel good. I wanted to take that weight off of their parents.
For sure.
Like we were at the playground in the hood. They were able to come down there and get a haircut, a place they frequent. And I didn't want to do it in a place that didn't need it. I didn't want to do it in the Ardmore. I didn't want to do it in a place that is already provided for. Like we gave out school supplies in a community where growing up as a kid, my family, I was like, well, we were well off to the point where I didn't have to worry about school supplies. But my next door neighbor, I had people on my block that really needed stuff, and to be given those things and be able to, as an adult, to be able to provide those things, I feel like it's exactly what I wanted to do. I got the fulfilling feeling out of it. It just, I can't describe it. Seeing those families, seeing those kids get their stuff they provided for them. And we did it at the perfect time. School starts next week. So it's a one-of-a-kind feeling, man. I look forward to doing it next year.
Okay, same place?
Same place with the same people. Shout out my man Anton, Taquan, my man Mayor, everybody that came out. I appreciate y'all. It's just, it's the hardest thing to do is the first thing to do. Our first one ever. I was very nervous. I'm like, damn, I don't know if the people are going to pull up for me, but it was, I'm a very strong believer in the people that needed to be there were there. And the people that didn't make it, the people that will try to latch on later and see you doing something to try to, I see how well the first one went. Here goes something for the second one. That's going to be appreciated, but it's always going to be remembered who was there from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, damn, nigga, I was just at work, man.
Yeah,
no, fucking with no, that's a fact for sure. Okay, no, I ain't gonna hold you. And I kind of want to say this to to further expound upon that right there. And I'm sure I probably said this on the pod before when you was on there, but you gave me some of the best life advice of all time.
Let the people hear this. We got to clip this. I need the people to hear this. For all the people that be saying I don't be knowing what I'm talking about, all the people that be thinking I be spewing nonsense, I need y'all to listen to my man Nick right now.
He gave me some of the best life advice of all time, and I'm one to if you tell me some shit that's like real profound, like I'm gonna remember it for a long time, especially if it's super impactful to me.
Yeah.
And I remember exactly where we was, like exactly the spot we was in, but this was back in high school. And I can't remember exactly what we was talking about, but you was like, bro, I don't want you to be poor. So when you said it originally, I was kind of like, what the fuck is this man talking about? Like, I don't know what he mean by this. So I asked you, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Say, what do you mean by this? And you was like, I don't want you to be passing on opportunities regularly. So that was the acronym that that knew what you was trying to get across to me. So I had to sit in that for a second, and I was like, am I passing on a lot of opportunities like in my life? Like, am I passing on things that could be very beneficial for me for whatever that reason may be? Like the self doubt you was talking about, which is a real thing, imposter syndrome and the whole nine. And when you said that, I sat with it, and I sat with it for a long time. And then, as time went on, we got older and stuff like that. It will always be in the back of my head whenever it was an opportunity that came up for me to, further my progress and whatever it is that I was doing. And I will always think of that, and I will always be like, I can't pass on this opportunity right here. Like, it's, if it was something that was like super beneficial for me, like not, you don't got to take every opportunity. I don't want to let people, take that from what I'm saying, but the opportunities that would really be beneficial for you, and in your heart of hearts that this is something that you should involve yourself with, but you just got that self doubt, and you like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm whatever the thing is. Don't think that shit. Just put your one foot in front of the other. Be as prepared as you possibly be, and do that shit. And yeah, and like I said, bro, ever since you told me that was a game changer for me. And anytime I talk to you, and like I said, I probably said this on the pod before. I probably told the story in the pod before, but anytime I talk to you on the pod, I have to tell this story. Yeah. So thank you for that.
No problem, bro. I'm glad you mentioned imposter syndrome. I feel like another thing I struggle with, since we apart, we're gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with survivor's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up where I came from, I had friends die young. I had my man Hiram pass not too long ago. My man Shiz. I graduated. I got my bachelor's. They was about to get their bachelor's, so I'm like, I gotta get my master's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a semester away from my master's, and it's like, damn,
oh boy,
I gotta get my doctorate, and it's like it turned me up so much to the point where it's like, my home, I don't want to curse, my homie's not here no more.
Uh-huh.
I got to do this shit for them. Like, I literally got to keep going. Like, I got to go get my doctorate. It's just, and I'm setting an example. I didn't think I was setting an example, but my nephew, a lot of people like look to me. A lot of people look up to me. It's just, a lot of people, it's just like, I wanted to be that person that people could be like, damn, look at him. Mm-hmm. Look at where he came from. And I feel like it's just me growing up, me trying to strive for what I want to do. Me coming from nothing, me not giving nothing, me not being handed nothing. Is just, the feeling is one of a kind. And it really, I used to struggle with self-doubt, but it's just, it turned me up so much to a point where, like, I had family tried to discourage you. That shit, man. That really, like, it's really getting me to the point where I'm like ready to like run through a wall, because family doubting you, it's gonna kill you, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. I ain't gonna hold you. Wait, when you said self-doubt, I see, for people who don't know, like, I know T Lou. I know T Lou for a long time. Self-doubt is not one of the things that I will be thinking about.
Yeah, so it's just like it creeps in when your people, the people you think always gonna be, the people always gonna believe in you. When they like, when I tell you, I'm a big believer, I'm a big person, and when I tell you this is what I want to do,
mm-hmm.
You as my family, you as my homie, you should never have anything else to try to get me to do that could take away from my mission. My mission, mm-hmm. Like, you, one thing about me is you can say what you want to do. You my man. Mm-hmm. If you want somebody I really got love for, you tell me what you want to do. I'm gonna connect you with people I know that do it. I'm never gonna try to put you off that path. I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep you going to that. And it's just like, people will really try to, like, they see something not working for you. Oh, Harry, you should do this instead. Mm-hmm. I'm good off that. This is what I want to do. And people can do it unknowingly. They can try to pitch you on certain stuff that you should be trying to do when they don't see that they either can't see the vision or the vision isn't happening fast enough for them. That's a big thing for me. If I'm trying to do something and you want me to be on your time, on your clock, it's never gonna work.
So let me say this real quick. My man TV, he gonna appreciate this. So every time I talk to him, I always gotta make this comment. So Hove got a line where he was talking on a podcast, and he was like, "My uncle told me I'd never sell a million records. Sold a million records like a million times." Like that shit is hilarious to me. But like just like saying all that to say is like you said, even family will tell you like, nah, like this is not gonna be it. But
people, family say, "Oh,
so
when you
get to like a million times."
When you get to that point, family say, "I always believed in you."
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie. So it's just, I'm really doing it for people that can't do it no more. I'm doing it for the people that just either quit too early, the people that wasn't able to finish. It's just, it's so much I'm just doing this with every day.
For sure.
I'm putting it on my back. That shit keep me going, man. It's just that fuel. I think like a lot of people tell me I'm wrong for this, but I feel like the fuel of being doubted is what fuels me to wake up every morning.
It's nothing wrong with that. What I will tell you though, is if doing it for people that can't do it or didn't do it, if that is what's driving you, so be it. But never get lost in the sauce of not doing it for yourself. If you doing this shit and this is what you want to do, always stay in that in that space of I'm doing it for me too. You understand what I'm saying? Because you like it, and like I said, and the reason I'm saying this is because at the end of the day, it's just you. Like you got a team, of course, like you got people, like that's supporting you and stuff like that. Or you might got motherfuckers that's not supporting you. But at the end of it all, it's just you. It only works if you decide this is what I want to do. If you decide I'm going to stop doing this, it don't matter how many people are supporting you. You're not doing it no more. So what am I supporting if you're not doing it? You know what I'm saying? So always stay grounded in that part of I also got to do it for T. Lou. I got to do it for Terrence Lewis. You know?
Yeah.
That's my little piece.
Like I feel like I've never been more motivated in my life.
Yes.
When you find your purpose, not saying that you didn't find your purpose. When you find your purpose, you realize what you want to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could deter you.
That's a fact. Like I said, when you told me you wanted to do the pod, I immediately said, let's come on, man, come hop on the pod so we can talk about Buckets and Blitzes, baby. And here we are, man. We motherfucking hour and a half in. So
just expanding upon what we talked about, man. It's just I got a song for y'all to listen to whenever you don't feel like doing nothing. It's on Playboi Carti self-titled album. You know I got to get a Carti plug in. It's on Playboi Carti self-titled album called "Do That Shit."
All right, do that shit.
Listen to that, bro. That shit had you floating.
All right.
I'm listening to him at the gym. It's that record, man. A lot of people give my man some hate. It's a lot of shit he ain't make by mistake.
I got you, man. All right. So last thing, and I'm going to get you out of here. All right. So is there anybody that you would like to see on the HolloTalk podcast next? And if so, you got to help me get them on the podcast.
So I could give you like, me, I pride myself on having an extensive network of people I could reach out to. So athletes, I could get my man Jack Clark to you. I need you to clip this. I'm breaking this news. I don't even know if he dropped it yet. My man Jack Clark just finished his season up at his senior season. Well, he was a super senior. My man played like 6 years in college. Shout out to my brother. He just signed Exhibit 10 with Santa Cruz. He's going to be playing for the Golden State G League team.
Let's go.
I would like to see him on here. I'm dropping a Woj bomb right now. I don't even know if it's out yet. So I would like to see him on here. I could connect y'all.
All right.
My man Chubbs. I feel like you and Chubbs can have a productive conversation.
Yeah.
Chubbs is
what up,
my man Chubbs do credit repair. Chubbs got his hands in a lot of different things, and I feel like y'all too. He a Renaissance man. You're a Renaissance man. Y'all figured out, tried a lot of different shit, but y'all figured out and honed in on what y'all want to do. I feel like y'all can have a great conversation. So Jack Clark, Chubbs.
All right.
And I'm trying to give you one more that I could think of. I don't want to keep giving you athletes.
Nah, whoever, like I said, whoever you got in mind.
All right, so Jack Clark, Chubbs.
We athletic over here on the HolloTalk podcast.
Get you with it. I'm blanking right now. You just got to clip that and come back to me at the end of this. I'm gonna give you a first.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. Like I said, with that being said, this has been another episode of the HolloTalk podcast with Jetpack Nick and my main man T. Lou. Please go follow BucketsToBlitzes. Tell them where to find it, T.
Instagram BucketsToBlitzes at BucketsToBlitzes. Appreciate y'all.
All right. And again, when should we be expecting the first episode?
By August 28th at the latest. August 28th.
All right. Y'all heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. August 28th, BucketsToBlitzes, episode 1 from your main man, T. Lou. All right.
Yes, sir.
This has been another episode of the HolloTalk podcast. I want to thank the listeners and supporters for supporting us through and through. Like I said, make sure y'all go support my main man, T. Lou, on BucketsToBlitzes, BucketsToBlitzes.
BucketsToBlitzes.
For sure. You know, I got to say the same thing, too, when people be like, HolloTalk podcast. I'm like, no, it's the HolloTalk podcast. You got to add the. You ain't going to find me if you don't add the. But no, I appreciate you, bro. I love you, and I appreciate everything that you got going on, man. I'm happy that you came back to the HolloTalk podcast. You know you're always welcome, man.
Appreciate you.
All right, so with that being said, it's been another episode. Peace and love, y'all.